Hi, Miss Hooks. So, for my book, I did The Perfect Mile by Neil Bascom, and I chose this book because I'm really into running. It's my sport of choice, and I like running, and it interests me, and it's just easy for me to read. And a brief plot summary of my book is that there are three guys that are professional runners, and they're battling it out to break the 4-minute mile barrier, which was a huge barrier in sports and athletics. And whichever one beats the other men to the barrier gets tons of fame, recognition, and just goes down in history as the person who broke the 4-minute mile barrier. And I chose a passage from the climax of my book, and this is a part when two of the men are racing each other, and whoever wins is the better runner, for sure. The English miler sprinted to the finish, his long stride unfailing. With a last drive off his right foot, he leapt forward. Head back in sheer exhaustion, he broke through the tape. Victory, his at last. He's done it, Chataway exclaimed into the microphone. Tens of thousands of Canadian listeners sharing his excitement. A stride and a half past the tape, Bannister was in a state of collapse. The will that had held his legs up to win was now spent. Landley finished second, 5 yards behind. His shoulders slackened, and he closed his eyes briefly as if he wanted to be anywhere at that moment but there. He slowed down and walked forward as the English team manager, Leslie Truelove, kept Bannister, whose face was deathly pale, from falling. The track was swallowed up with officials and athletes. And I think this passage just really represents my book good, because this moment in my book was being built up to the entire time, and this is like a really important turning point in my book, and it's really intense and exciting, and I enjoyed reading it. And for my visual, I made a poster advertising The Perfect Mile, and I put it in big font there, The Perfect Mile. It's a national bestseller. You can pick up your copy today at a local running store by Neil Bascom. A story of shimmering hope and impossible odds, says the San Francisco Chronicle. Three men, their struggle, and the race of the century. And I also put that for an extra incentive, if you buy the book today, you receive a free track spike keychain with the book. And I would recommend this book to anybody who's into running, anybody who's into athletics, but really, my book, it's just overall just a great book. Even if you're not a runner and you don't run, I would still recommend it. It's a really good story, and it's nonfiction, so it's history, and it's really interesting, and it shows just all the hardship that these men went through to break this barrier, and all the effort and all the ups and downs, and it's really interesting. I would definitely recommend it to anybody.